Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Shri Soundarya Lahari, explanation of verse 46. Lalatam lavanya dyuti bimala mabhati tavayat dvitiyam tanmanye makuta ghatitam chandra shakalam viparya sanyasat ubhayamapi sambhuya chamithaha Sudha lepasyutihi parinamati raka himakaraha. Verse 41 describes the happy dance, the Ananda Natanam in the Mooladhara Chakra. Verse 41 describes the beautiful crown of Ambigai. Verse 43 details the dark hair, Kesha, that dispels darkness, ignorance, and grants us light, knowledge. 44 describes how the parting line on Ambikai's forehead bestows good things in our life. Verse 45 describes Ambikai's lotus face on which little bees buzz around. In 46th shloka, the beauty of Ambikai's forehead is detailed. Let us look at the Padacheda and then detailed explanation. Lalatam lavanya dviti vimalam abhati tava yat dvitiyam tat manye makuta ghatitam chandra shakalam viparyasa nyasat ubhayam api sambhuya cha mithaha sudha lepa syutihi parinamati raka himakaraha. Lalatam lavanya dyuti vimalam abhati tavayat. Lalatam, forehead, lavanya dyuti, the lustrous beauty, vimalam, that which is pure, abhati tava yat, abhati, completely shining, tava, yours, describing Ambikai's forehead. That forehead of yours which shines with pure lustrous beauty. Dvitiyam tat manye makuta ghatitam chandra shakalam. Dvitiyam, the second, tat manye, I think it is there. Which one? Makuta ghatitam, enjoined to the crown, chandra shakalam, that resembles the fragment of moon, crescent moon. That forehead of yours which shines with pure lustrous beauty, I think it to be the second fragment of moon enjoined to your crown. Viparyasa nyasat ubhayam api sambhuya cha mithaha. Viparyasa nyasat, on placing in reverse, ubhayam api, the two, and sambhuya cha mithaha, and combined mutually. And on placing in reverse and combining them mutually, how does it look? Sudha lepa syutihi parinamati raka himakaraha. Sudha lepa syutihi, with the seam plastered by nectar, amritam, parinamati, it transforms, raka himakaraha, to that of a moon on a full moon night, Paurnami. That forehead of yours which shines with pure lustrous beauty, I think it to be the second fragment of moon enjoined to your crown. And the two on placing in reverse and combined mutually with the seam plastered by nectar, it transforms into the moon on a full moon night. Your broad forehead is dazzling with an adornment of the 8th night's half moon, while the tilaka or the streak of musk on the forehead is likened to a smudge on a chandra. Even as your lalata, the forehead, is like a Chandra Khanda of the Shukla Ashtami, as when the Chandra Kalas are as luminous as even the Paurnami, yet the piece of moon with which you seek to enjoy the Piyusha Dhara is better. This is due to the fact that the first half of the Shukla Paksha is Lalatasya Chandra Ardha, while the second half is Devi's Kiritasya Chandra Ardha. The sadhakas would thus not wait for Paurnami but to intensify their Antar Dhyana. On Ashtami itself, they experience Paurnami. The upper half of the full moon is the lower one here, and the lower half is the upper one here, and they are glued together with Amrita as the joining paste. Instead of speaking of Ambikai's entire face as full moon, Acharya here describes Ambikai's forehead as half moon, taking the half moon on the head to keep the two reversed portions fastened by Amrita from the moon itself. Finally, the full moon is described as Himakaraha, or raining coldness. O mother, I think that your forehead, which shines with the beauty of the moon, is but an imprisoned half moon. By your glorious crown, for if joined opposite to the inverted half moon in your crown, it would give out the nectar like lustre of the moon on a full moon day. Lalatam lavanya dviti vimalam abhati tavayat. That forehead of yours which shines with pure lustrous beauty. Dvitiyam tat manye makuta ghatitam chandra shakalam. I think it to be the second fragment of moon enjoined to your crown. Viparyasa nyasat ubhayam api sambhoya chamitha. And the two on placing in reverse and combined mutually. Sudha lepa syutihi parinamati raka himakaraha. With the seam plastered by nectar, it transforms into moon on a full moon night. The corresponding namas from Lalita Sahasranamam. Charu Chandra Kaladara, she who wears the beautiful crescent. Ashtami Chandra Vibhraja Dalika Sthala Shobhita, she who has a beautiful forehead like the half moon which is visible on the 8th day from new moon. This shloka can be chanted to obtain progeny and for mutual understanding between husband and wife. Thus concludes the explanation of verse 46 of Sri Soundarya Lahari. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Harihi Om Tatsat. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Jai Jai Shankara.
Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Sri Soundarya Lahari. Explanation of verse 47. Bhruvau bhugne kinchit bhuvana bhaya bhanga vyasanini tvadiye netrabhyam madhukara ruchibhyam dhrita gunam dhanur manye savye tarakara grihitam ratipatehe prakoshthe mushtau cha sthagayati nigudhantara mume.
Verse 46 describes the forehead of Ambigai. That forehead of yours which shines with pure lustrous beauty, I think it to be the second fragment of moon enjoined to your crown. And the two on placing in reverse and combined mutually with the seam plastered by nectar,
It transforms into moon on a full moon night. Verse 47 describes Ambigai's eyebrows. Let us look at the Padacheda and then detailed explanation. Bhruvau bhugne kinchit bhuvana bhaya bhanga vyasanini tvadiye netrabhyam madhukara ruchibhyam dhrita gunam dhanuhu manye savyetarakara grihitam rati patehe prakoshthe mushtau cha sthagayati nigudhantaram ume. Bhruvau bhugne kinchit bhuvana bhaya bhanga vyasanini. Bhruvau, the eyebrows. Bhugne kinchit, that look slightly curved. Bhuvana bhaya bhanga vyasanini. O Ma Shakti, you are devoted to defeating the fear of the world. Therefore, Ambigai looks slightly concerned. Hence, the eyebrows look slightly curved. Hey Ma Shakti, you are the one who wants to defeat the fear that takes away peace of all bhaktas. Hence, because of the concern you experience, your eyebrows look slightly curved. Tvadiye netrabhyam madhukara ruchibhyam dhrita gunam. Tvadiye, your, netrabhyam, your eyes, with your eyes, madhukara ruchibhyam, that look as beautiful as bees, dhrita gunam, with the string which is fixed. Dhanuhu manye savye tarakara grihitam. I think that it looks like the bow which is grasped by the left hand. Savye tarakara. Savya is left hand. Grihitam, which is grasped or held. By whom? Ratipatehe, by the husband of Rati, indicating Manmatha. Hey Uma, Ma Shakti, you are the one who is devoted to destroying the fear of the world. Hence, I think because of that concern, your eyebrows are slightly curved and they look like the bow of Cupid, with your eyes as beautiful as bees, as though they are fixed on the bowstring, grasped by the left hand of Manmatha. Prakoshthe mushtau cha sthagayati nigudhantaram ume. When he holds it, with the middle hidden by the elbow and the fist which conceals it. O Goddess Uma, you remove the fear of the world, and because of that concern, your eyebrows are slightly bent, slightly curved. Tied by a horde of honeybees forming the string, I feel it resembles the bow of the god of love, Manmatha, held by his left hand and having hidden middle part, which is hid by the wrist and folded fingers. Bhagavati, your eyebrows represent victory. The arch on the gorgeous face is comparable to Manmatha Bhavana. Your eyebrows are like the sugarcane archery of Manmatha's arrows, which are just about to be released. We vision the annoyance of upcoming evil energies in the Tribhuvanas as indicated by your raised eyebrows, as though you sport with Manmatha's flowery Dhanush, so that your devotees are devoid of all kinds of fears and impending troubles. The compassionate mother is lost in anxious thoughts to free the children from misery, fear and suffering, as an indication in the knots of her eyebrows in sorrowful thoughts. Ambigai's eyebrows are like those of sugarcane bow of Manmatha, full of swarms of black honeybees ready for prayoga on his victim. Thus, in the eyebrows of Universal Mother flows the sugarcane juice of compassion. The middle part of the bow and the string are not seen, since they are hidden by Manmatha's wrist and fist, as all the archers do. Only on subsequent examination one realizes that the bow and string are not broken, and the parts that seem broken are hidden by the wrist and fist of the archer. The sum and substance of this stanza is about the supremacy of Amba, as she restored Manmatha to life, even as Ishvara reduced Manmatha to ashes. Earlier, Ishvara with his third eye burnt off Manmatha, but Amba revived Manmatha, though invisible yet very active with his temptations, by the flowery arrows hovering with swarms of honeybees till date. Bhruvau bhugne kinchit Bhuvana Bhaya Bhanga Vyasanini. O Ambike, you are the one devoted to defeating the fear of the world. Hence your eyebrows are slightly curved. Tvadiye netrabhyam madhukara ruchibhyam dhrita gunam. Your eyes, as beautiful as bees, look as though the bowstring is fixed. Dhanuhu manye savye tarakara grihitam. I think it looks like the bow which is grasped by the left hand by the husband of Rathi, indicating Manmatha. Prakoshthe mushtaucha sthagayati nigudhantaram ume. The elbows and the fist that conceal the hidden middle part. O ume, O Ma Shakti. The corresponding namas from Lalita Sahasranamam. So Bhruhu, the one who has beautiful eyebrows. This shloka can be chanted to obtain victory in all the efforts undertaken. Thus concludes the explanation of verse 47 of Sri Soundarya Lahari. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Harihi Om Tatsat. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Jai Jai Shankara. Hara Hara. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Sri Soundarya Lahari. Explanation of verse 48. Ahas sute savyam tava nayana markat makataya triyamam vamam te srijati rajani nayakataya tritiya te drishtihi daradalita hemam bujaruchihi samadhatte sandhyam divasa nishayorantara charim. Verse 46 describes Ambika's forehead. That forehead of yours which shines with pure lustrous beauty, I think it to be the second fragment of moon enjoined to your crown. And the two, on placing in reverse and combined mutually, with the seam plastered by nectar, transforms into the moon on a full moon night. Verse 47 describes Ambika's eyebrows. Hey Umayambike, with the complete intent of destroying the fear of the world, the concern that you carry towards your devotees, make your eyebrows slightly curved. They look like the bow of Cupid, Manmatha. Your eyes as beautiful as bees. It looks as though the bowstring grasped by left hand, with the middle part which is hidden by the elbow and the fist that conceals it. Verse 48 describes Ambika's eyes. Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padal has beautifully brought out the relationship between Ambika and the time of the day, night and evening. Let us look at the Padacheda and then detailed explanation. Ahaha sute savya tava nayanam अर्कात्मकतया त्रियामं वामं ते सृजति रजनी नायकतया तृतीया ते दृष्टिः दरदलित हेमाम्बुज रुचिः समाधत्ते सन्ध्यां दिवस निशयोः अन्तरचरीम् अहः सूते सव्य तव नयनम् अर्कात्मकतया अहः the day सूते begets is born savya tava nayanam from your right eye arkatmakataya being the nature of the sun. The day is born from your right eye which has the nature of the sun. Triyamam vamam te srijati rajani nayakataya. Triyamam indicating the night with 3 yamas. Vamam te, your left, srijati, creates, rajani nayakataya, being the nature of the moon. O Ambike, your right eye is the form of sun, hence it generates or causes day, while your left eye is like the moon, hence it creates or it causes the night. Now, Ambigai and Lord Shiva have 3 eyes, one indicating sun, the other indicating moon, and the third indicating fire or Agni. Lord Shiva burnt Manmatha through his third eye. However, here Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padal brings out the beautiful nature of Mother Goddess. Any or all eye that Ambigai has can only shower compassion and can generate good things. Tritiya te drishtihi daradalita hemambuja ruchihi. Tritiya, the third, te drishtihi, your eye, daradalita, which is slightly blossomed, Hemambuja, Hema Ambuja, Hema indicating golden, Ambuja indicating the lotus, Ruchihi, carrying that kind of lustre. The third eye with lustre like that of a slightly blossomed golden lotus. What does this third eye generate or cause? Samadhatte sandhyam divasa nishayoho Antaracharim. Samadhatte. It beautifully produces Sandhyam, twilight, Divasa Nishayoho, of that of day and night. The sky is golden orange in color during the sunrise and during sunset. So the twilight that happens both early in the morning and early in the evening. Antaracharim, abiding in between. Ambigai's right eye, being the nature of the sun, begets the day, and her left eye, being the nature of the moon, creates the night. Interestingly, her third eye, with the lustre of a slightly blossomed golden lotus, produces the beautiful twilight abiding in between the day and night. Your right eye being Suryatmaka, you are the daytime Devi, while your left eye being the nighttime, you are Chandratmika. But your third eye represents the Sandhya Kala, Ajnatmika, and hence the Vaidikas perform the Agni Karyas at these timings. Mahadevi thus becomes the Adhisthana for time or Kala. The right eye of yours is like the sun and it makes the day. The left eye of yours is like the moon and creates the night. Your middle eye, the center eye, which is like the golden lotus bud, slightly opened into a flower, makes the dawn as well as the dusk. Ahaha sute savya tava nayanam arkatmakataya. Your right eye being the nature of the sun,
begets the day. Triyamam vamam te srijati rajani nayakataya. Your left eye, being the nature of the moon, creates the night. Tritiya te drishtihi dara dalita hemambuja ruchihi. Your third eye, that resembles the slightly blossomed golden lotus, is lustrous in nature. That third eye, samadhatte sandhyam divasa nishayoho antaracharim. That third eye produces the beautiful twilight abiding in between the day and night, indicating dawn and dusk. The corresponding shlokas from Lalita Sahasranamam. In Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka, Sinduraruna Vigraham Trinayanam. Trinayanam, the one who has three eyes. Rajiva Lochana, she who has eyes like Rajiva, indicating the lotus flower. Trinayana, she who has the sun, moon, fire as her three eyes. Trilochana, she who has three eyes. Trayambaka, she who has three eyes. Pushkarekshana, she who has eyes like the lotus petals. This shloka can be chanted to prevent all ailments in eye and to ensure that the generations following does not create anybody blind. This shloka can also be chanted for dosha parihara of Navagraha and to obtain all wealth and prosperity. Thus concludes the explanation of verse 48 of Sri Soundarya Lahari. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Harihi Om Tatsat. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Jai Jai Shankara.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Sri Soundarya Lahari. Explanation of verse 49. Vishala Kalyani Sphuta Ruchira Yodhya Kuvalayaihi Kripa Dhara Dhara Kimapi Madhura Bhogavatika Avanti Drishtiste Bahunagara Vistara Vijaya Dhruvam Tattannama Vyavaharana Yogya Vijayate.
Verse 46 describes Ambikai's forehead. That forehead of yours which shines with pure lustrous beauty, I think it to be the second fragment of moon enjoined to your crown. And the two, on placing in reverse and combined mutually, with the seam plastered by nectar, transforms into the moon on a full moon night. Verse 47 describes Ambikai's eyebrows. Hey Umayambike, with the complete intent of destroying the fear of the world, the concern that you carry towards your devotees, make your eyebrows slightly curved. They look like the bow of Cupid, Manmatha. Your eyes as beautiful as bees. It looks as though the bowstring grasped by left hand, with the middle part which is hidden by the elbow and the fist that conceals it.
Verse 48 compares the three eyes of Ambikai with various times of a day. Ambige, the right eye of yours is like the sun, and it causes the day. The left eye of yours is like the moon, and it creates the night. The third middle eye, which looks like the golden lotus bud, when slightly opened into a flower, makes the dawn and the dusk. Verse 49 describes the merciful glance of Ambigai and its variety. Let us look at the Padacheda and then detailed explanation. Vishala Kalyani Sphuta Ruchihi Ayodhya Kuvalayaihi Kripa Dhara Adhara Kim api madhura abhogabatika avanti drishtihi te bahu nagara vistara vijaya dhruvam tat tat nama vyavaharana yogya vijayate Bishala Kalyani Sphuta Ruchihi Ayodhya Kuvalayaihi Bishala Wide Kalyani indicating auspiciousness. Sphuta Ruchihi fully bloomed beauty. Ayodhya, the one that cannot be won over in beauty. By what? Kuvalayaihi, by blue water lilies. Hey Ambige, your eyes that are wide and auspicious, and it is so beautiful to look at that it cannot be won over by blue water lilies in a battle. Kripa dhara adhara kim api madhura abhogabatika. Kripa dhara, a stream of compassion, kripa, karuna, adhara, and a reservoir, kim api madhura. We feel that nothing else is sweeter than this, and the sweetness is indescribable. Abhogabatika, that which is long. The wide, auspicious, beautiful eyes of Ambige, so beautiful that the fully bloomed beauty of blue water lilies cannot win over the beauty of Ambige's eyes, which has the reservoir of a stream of compassion and is indescribably sweet and long. Those long beautiful eyes, avanti drishtihi te bahu nagara vistara vijaya. They indeed protect everybody, surpassing the expanse of many cities, always emerging victorious. Dhruvam tat tat nama vyavaharana yogya vijayate. By just looking at the padas or the words which have been used in the first 3 lines, we can understand that there are some familiar cities that have been mentioned here. Vishala, Kalyani, Ayodhya, Dhara, Madhura, Bhogavati, Avanti, Vijaya. So, certainly by their respective names, Vyavaharana Yogya, deserving of the usage, Vijayate, indeed it emerges to be victorious. The look from Ambige's eyes is all pervasive. It does good to everyone. It sparkles everywhere. It is a beauty that can never be challenged by even the blue lily flowers. It is the source of the rain of mercy, sweetness personified, long and pretty, capable of protecting and saving devotees. Hence, it resembles the several cities as its victory and can be called by these victorious city names. Thus, when we look at Ambige's glance, we are able to see these aspects. Acharya has composed this verse on selected Punya Kshetra in Bharata Bhumi. Ayodhya, Dhara, the capital of Bhojaraja, Avanti, Ujjaini are the names of cities. Vishala is the other name of Badrinath, as devotees chant Jai Bhadri Vishal there. Kalyani is in Karnataka, which was the capital of Kuntala Desha. Bhogavati is Gujarat or Allahabad, and Vijaya is Vijayanagar. It could also be Kurukshetra, which was called as Vijaya. All those sacred kshetras receive holy glances of Ambige. With the help of her eyes, Acharya undertakes a pilgrimage in the Bharata Bhumi. Each of these represent different kind of Shaktis, Drishti Shaktis. Bhagavati thus contains Ashtadrishtis or 8 vivid viewing angles as Vishala, Kalyani, Ayodhya, Dhara, Mathura, Bhogavati, Avanti and Vijaya, which are the visions of auspiciousness, wonder-striking universal vision, omnipresent kindness, sweet nothingness, ever helpful and spontaneous kindness, universal and impartial helpfulness, path-making illumination, and all-round success of all beings. Vishala, Kalyani, Sputaruchihi, Ayodhya, Kuvalayaihi. The wide, auspicious, beautiful eyes, the beauty that cannot be won over by even fully bloomed blue water lilies. Kripa dhara adhara, kim api madhura abhogavatika. With a stream of compassion and a reservoir that is indescribably sweet, indeed long. Avanti drishtihi te bahu nagara vistara vijaya. Protecting your eyes as though surpassing the expanse of many cities. Dhruvam tattat nama vyavaharana yogya vijayate. Certainly, by their respective names, the cities named Vishala, Kalyani, Ayodhya, Dhara, Mathura, Bhogavati, Avanti, Vijaya, deserving the usage which is certainly victorious. There are many equivalent namas in Lalita Sahasranamam: Visalakshi, Kalyani, Duradarsha, Bhogini, Dayamurti, Rakshakari, and of course Vijaya. This shloka can be chanted to be victorious in every task undertaken and to locate treasures. Thus concludes the explanation of verse 49 of Sri Soundarya Lahari. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Harhi Om Tatsat. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Jai Jai Shankara. Hara Hara Shankara. Harhi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Sri Soundarya Lahari. Explanation of verse 50. Kavinam Sandarbha Stabaga Makarandaika Rasikam Kataksha Vyakshepa Bhramara Kalabhau Karna Yugalam Amunchantav Drishtva Tava Navarasa Swada Taralau Asuya Samsargat Alika Nayanam Kinchi Darunam. Verse 46 describes Ambikai's forehead. That forehead of yours which shines with pure lustrous beauty, I think it to be the second fragment of moon enjoined to your crown, and the two on placing in reverse and combined mutually with the scene plastered by nectar transforms into the moon on a full moon night. Verse 47 describes Ambikai's eyebrows. Hey Umayambike, with the complete intent of destroying the fear of the world, the concern that you carry towards your devotees, make your eyebrows slightly curved. They look like the bow of Cupid, Manmatha. Your eyes as beautiful as bees. It looks as though the bowstring grasped by left hand, with the middle part which is hidden by the elbow and the fist that conceals it. Verse 48 compares the three eyes of Ambikai with various times of a day. Ambige, the right eye of yours is like the sun, and it causes the day. The left eye of yours is like the moon, and it creates the night. The third middle eye, which looks like the golden lotus bud, when slightly opened into a flower, makes the dawn and the dusk. The 49th shloka describes the glance of Ambigai. The look from Ambigai's eyes is all pervasive. It does good to everyone.
It sparkles everywhere. It is a beauty that can never be challenged by even the blue lily flowers. It is the source of the rain of mercy, sweetness personified, long and pretty, capable of protecting and saving devotees. Hence, it resembles the several cities as its victory and can be called by these victorious city names. The 50th shloka is an interesting one. How Ambikai's ears always enjoy the compositions by great poets, and how that nectar-like composition is sought by Ambikai's eyes that resemble bees. Let us look at the Padacheda and then detailed explanation. Kavinam Sandarbha Stabaka Makaranda Eka Rasikam Kataksha Vyakshepa Brahmara Kalabhau Karna Yugalam Amunchantau Drishtva Tava Navarasa Aswada Taralau Asuya Samsargat Alika Nayanam Kinchit Arunam Kavinam Sandarbha Stabaka Makaranda Eka Rasikam. Kavinam, of the poets, Sandarbha, the compositions of the poets, Stabaka Makaranda Eka Rasikam. Eka Rasikam, solely relishing. Makaranda, Makaranda is honey of the flowers. Stabaka, indicating the flower cluster. Relishing the honey of the flower cluster of the composition by great poets. Kataksha Vyakshepa Brahmara Kalabau Karna Yugalam. Kataksha Vyakshepa, the distracted glance of Ambikai. Brahmara Kalabau, that resemble to young bees. Karna Yugalam, the pair of ears that listen to the composition. The young bees solely relishing the honey of the flower cluster of the composition of the poets. The two young bees are the two eyes of Ambikai. Amunchantau Drishtva Tava Navarasa Aswada Taralau. Amunchantau, not releasing at all. Drishtva, having seen. Tava, Ambikai's, your. Navarasa, the 9 poetic sentiments. Navarasas, Shringara, Raudra, Virya, Bhayanaka, Hasya, Karunya, Adbhuta, Bibhatsa and Shanta. Aswada Taralau. Ambikai's 2 long eyes are like 2 little bees which want to drink the honey and extend to the ends with the pretense of side glances. Till where? To the 2 ears, in order to drink the honey from the flower bunch of poems or compositions by great poets. Therefore, the 2 eyes always move towards the 2 ears, where Ambikai enjoys the composition by the poets. Ambikai also has a 3rd eye. And what is the emotion of the 3rd eye? Asuya Samsargat Alika Nayanam Kinchit Arunam. Asuya, the 3rd eye experiences jealousy, envy. Samsargat, by contact with. Alika Nayanam, the eye on the forehead. It looks little red. Kinchit Arunam. Having seen Ambikai's distracted glance that resembles young bees solely relishing the honey of the flower cluster of the composition of great poets. In order to relish the 9 sentiments, not releasing the pair of ears, the 3rd eye gets jealous, and as a result, the 3rd eye looks reddish in color. Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padal
directly relates Ambigai's eyes to poetry. The left and the right eyes are representative of creation and sustenance, while the third eye would stand for dissolution. At the beginning, all the eyes were of same color, and that is why they were like black water lilies. But on the forehead alone, the color changes to red. Human nature is kind of cited here. As great poets describe or make compositions to Ambigai, they seek to arouse a sense of wonder. Acharya describes that Ambigai's ears imbibe a rasa, and the interest to make an assumption that her ears have a shape of weaving together as bunch of flowers, exuding nectar, makarandam. Ambigai's left and right eyes are so long that they almost touch the ears. Thus, her left and right send glances to their corners, and through them they start partaking of the poetic nectar with which her ears are filled. The glances here are described as black bees. Hey Ambigai, you have two long beautiful eyes, which are like two little bees that want to drink the honey, hence they extend to the ends with the pretense of side glances, almost to your two ears, which are bent upon drinking the honey from the flower bunch of compositions by great poets. Thus, as a result, the third eye is slightly reddish in color, filled with jealousy and envy. Kavinam Sandarbha Stabaka Makaranda Eka Rasikam, relishing the honey of the flower cluster of composition of poets. Kataksha Vyakshepa Bhramara Kalabhau Karna Yugalam, having seen your distracted glance that resemble young bees. Amunchantau Drishtva Tava Navarasa Aswada Taralau, with the desire to relish the nine sentiments and not releasing your pair of ears. Asuya samsargat alika nayanam kinchit arunam. The eye on your forehead is little red, being in contact with jealousy, experiencing envy. The corresponding namas from Lalita Sahasranamam. Trinayana, she who has three eyes. Vaktralakshmi Parivaha Chalan Meenabhalochana, she who has beautiful eyes which look like fish in the pond of her face. Lolakshi Kamarupini, she who has wandering, passionate eyes. Trilochana, she who has three eyes. Darandolita Dirghakshi, she who has long eyes which have slight movement. Trayambaka, she who has three eyes. This shloka can be chanted to cure diseases, especially the poxes. Thus concludes the explanation of verse 50 of Sri Soundarya Lahari. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Harihi Om Tatsat. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Jai Jai Shankara. Hara Hara Shankara.